Hello folks, my name is Mark. This is Why I Hate the World. I am a little angry tonight. As you guys know, I live in Los Angeles, and shit is hitting the fan in Los Angeles right now. We've got wildfires all over the place, and it's pretty bad. Those of you who know that, yeah, I live here, if you're wondering about me personally, I'm fine. I seem to be pretty lucky. The fires are close by, but they are going in a direction away from my house. So I am in an evacuation zone, but they downgraded it to a warning. I don't have to evacuate. Some people from my job and stuff, they had to evacuate and stuff like that, and it's pretty bad. Other people in Los Angeles are not as lucky as me, though. This place, it's really not looking good. There's, especially in Pasadena. Pasadena it looks like a war zone. I mean, I know that's a trite comparison, but it's true. It's entire neighborhoods just destroyed. Not looking good. So if you're going to donate to somebody, donate to people in Pasadena. Pacific Palisades and Malibu are pretty freaking destroyed as well. That's goddamn. Yeah, just looking at the size and scope of the destruction out there, it's like entire neighborhoods gone. So, not a good time. And I mean, I know all about how it feels. Like back in 2018, I had to evacuate. I don't know if you guys remember, I actually have a video up. If any of you who have been watching me for that long, I've got a couple of videos up describing what it felt like and what happened and all that. The fire came within 20 feet of my door back then. It was pretty scary. The anxiety is real. I mean, even right now, even though I'm in a pretty safe spot and there's no warnings where I am, it's fucking traumatizing. And I ain't afraid to say it. It's scary living and through shit like this and then seeing it happen all over again. You know what I mean? So, little freaked out, but I'm starting to calm down a little bit now because, like I said, it's close, but it's heading away from me. There's another one to the east of where I live that they've contained and they've stopped it from spreading. So it's like, I think I'm gonna be okay. So any of you guys out there, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm still at home, still have power. Everything's cool. A lot of people though didn't luck out the same way that I did. It's looking pretty fucking bad. And it angers me because when I go online, as I expected to see, I see conservatives and Republicans and MAGA chuds politicizing this, spreading hate and lies, using it as an opportunity to talk shit about California, to throw shade on Governor Gavin Newsom, to blame everything on Democrats. Starting with the president-elect himself. Of course it fucking would. You would think that as the new president who's going to be sworn in less than 3 weeks, Donald Trump would take this time to kind of reach out and say, oh, we all need to come together as a nation. We need to help the people in California, blah, 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 blah. But no, of course he didn't fucking do that. What he actually did was blame everything on Governor Gavin Newsom. Here's these aren't tweets. This is actually from fucking True Social. You look at this one. No water in the fire hydrants, no money in FEMA. This is what Joe Biden is leaving me. Thanks, Joe. See, first off, I like how he makes it all about him. This is what Joe Biden is leaving me. What about the millions of people in California whose lives have been destroyed, who have lost everything? How about that? Anything to say about that, Donald Trump? Do you have any kind of anything at all to say about the people who have just lost everything and who are gonna struggle? Some of those people are going to end up homeless. You know that, right? Some of those people out there were on their last legs and now their house has been destroyed and they've lost everything and they're not going to be able to find a job now and they're going to end up on the street. Do you have anything at all encouraging to say to those people? Of course he fucking doesn't. Because his first reaction is to make everything about him. That's who's going to become president in 11 days. Here's another one where he decides to throw some shade on Gavin Newsom. Governor Gavin Newscum See, Trump always has to come up with little pet names for everybody, so I guess Newsom is New Scum, right? Refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snow melt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California, including the areas that are currently burning in virtually apocalyptic way. That is bullshit. I just want to throw that out there. That's bullshit. There was no such thing. We don't get our water from Northern California, but let's continue. He wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt by giving it less water. It didn't work, but didn't care about the people of California. Now the ultimate price is being paid. I will demand that this incompetent governor allow beautiful, clean, fresh water to flow into California, all in caps. He is to blame for this. On top of it all, no water for fire hydrants, not firefighting planes, a true disaster. None of this is true, of course, and I don't even know if I need to say that anymore when we talk about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump never says anything that's fucking true. If Donald Trump says something, you can just assume that it's a lie. All of this is a lie. There was no bill to protect the smelts at the expense of firefighting efforts in Southern California. That's bullshit. They didn't have to say, hey, do we protect this smelt, which is not a useless fish. Okay, it's a part of the ecosystem. And we also use smelt for plenty of things. People eat smelt. They use smelt for bait. So it's not like smelt is completely fucking useless. Because, you know, the definition of useless to Donald Trump means can he make money from it? And I guess since he doesn't own any fucking smelt farms, then smelt must be useless, right? But no, the smelt is essential to our economy. Well, not our economy, but it's essential to our ecosystem, and it does contribute to our economy, and that's why we should fucking keep it alive. And plus, you know, smelt was just doing its thing, being its fishy self, and would be perfectly fucking fine until we came along and fucked them all up. So, I mean, it's only fair that we take the minimum fucking, like, amount of effort to prevent the species from going extinct, don't you fucking think? Anyway, I just hate that shit. I hate when, like, conservatives and Republicans and shit say, oh, it's a useless environmental blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, it's not useless. You're the one who's fucking useless. But anyway, so that's complete fucking bullshit. None of this is true. We don't even get our water from Northern California. All right? Our water comes from, like, the Colorado River and, like, aqueducts from, like, fucking Eastern Sierra and all that stuff. It's bullshit. And some of it is even, like, recycled water, right? But we don't get, like, you know, it's not like there's big channels and stuff from Northern California bringing water down from the mountain. That's complete and total horseshit. He just made that shit up. He made that up, and along with the other lie that water is running out in the fire hydrants because of some bill that Gavin Newsom signed. That's not true at all. The one thing that is true is that, yes, water was running out in the fire hydrants. And the reason why is because it was being used faster than we could replenish it. Because demand went way up because there were giant fucking wildfires going around. But here's the thing that we need to remember, okay? Wildfires like this happen all the time in California. Pretty much every year, there's one or two fires. All right, it's just a normal fucking thing now. And every once in a while, we get these gigantic fires that happened this time. It also happened back in 2018. And I know it did because back then I had to fucking evacuate. Where I was living at my old place, I had to evacuate. That shit was scary as hell. Like I said earlier, it's like it fucking traumatizes you. So I know this stuff happens. And just like last time, the reason why it happened is because the winds just went completely crazy. So in Los Angeles, every year, you get what's called the Santa Ana winds. And what that basically is I mean, I can't really explain it from a scientific point of view, but essentially there's like a warm front out in like the desert, and that pushes the wind through the canyons, goes through the mountains, which are east of Los Angeles, and that speeds them up. And it'll take like a 20-mile-an-hour wind gust and amplify it to like 30 or 40 miles an hour. And then this also has the effect of drying out vegetation so that everything gets super dry up there. And then all it takes is just, you know, somebody to throw a cigarette out the window or something. And before you know it, you have a raging fucking wildfire. And this is what happens every year. And it's also why the fires happen in the same places every year. If you look at the maps here, the fires are happening exactly in the same places where they did last time in 2018. And that's just what happens. That's what the climate has done to Los Angeles, and we just have to kind of fucking live with that, right? Well, when you have 100-mile-an-hour winds, you can't just dump water on that and then the shit goes away. That's not how it fucking works. You have to like systemically cut the fire off and do like fire breaks and all this other shit in order to like stop it. You can't just go up with a garden hose and spray it on there. In fact, the fire gets so hot that the water just immediately evaporates. There's no basis in fucking reality for what he's saying. It's just complete and total fucking bullshit, and it wouldn't have fucking helped anyway. It's like, this is global climate change. This is one of the effects of global climate change. And it's just what we have to live with now if you want to live in Southern California. It's fucked up, it sucks, but hey, you know, that's the fucking environment. Maybe it's, you know, maybe now we'll learn that, you know, environmentalism has a price. If you ignore that shit, maybe now we'll learn that there's consequences to ignoring environmentalism. So now I'm seeing all kinds of misinformation, starting with these two tweets from Donald Trump and then spreading around like crazy from all the conservatives and MAGA chuds and Republicans and other fucking fascist assholes all over the place on the internet, spreading this bullshit when thousands and thousands of people's lives are on the line. And it just really makes me sick to my fucking stomach. So here's one that I want to share with you. Okay, this is Governor Gavin Newsom right here responding to Donald Trump's attack on him. Notice how shit is burning down in the background, but let's listen to what Gavin Newsom has to say. So this is Governor Gavin Newsom responding to the president-elect and his attack. Notice how shit is burning down behind him, all crazy and everything. And he has to take time out of the disaster in order to respond to fucking Donald Trump's attack on him. Let's listen to what Gavin Newsom has to say.
Even asked this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
Finally, your message.
First off, I commend Gavin Newsom for being cool and not losing his fucking mind at Donald Trump right there. I would have done that. If I was him, I would have screamed like a madman into that camera and told Donald Trump to fuck off and suck his dick, and next time I see him, I'm gonna, you know, I would seriously would have probably said some shit that would have got the Secret Service on my ass. And you could just tell that's what he wanted to say right there. He was pissed. And you know what? I'd be pissed too. You know why? Because fucking hundreds of thousands of people in Los Angeles are fucking hurting right now. And this guy is supposed to be the goddamn president of the United States. In like 11 days, he's going to be the president of the United States. And this is what he has to say. Nothing encouraging, nothing like, oh, we're going to help you or whatever. We have to come together as a nation. Nothing like that. No, he blames, you know, he wants to throw shade and blame and all this other stuff. And you know the reason why? It's because Gavin Newsom is someone who may actually become the president one day, and he wants to put the kibosh on that shit. Because he's a fucking, like, paranoid asshole or whatever. Donald Trump is under the delusion that he's going to be, like, president for life, like fucking Vladimir Putin or some shit. And he sees Gavin Newsom as a rival. That's why. And it's fucking ridiculous. It's like, I don't see how anybody can listen to this shit and still respect Trump after this. Like, last year, Florida was fucking underwater. Do you remember that? Massive hurricanes and rainstorms that just flooded Florida like crazy. Did anybody on the left attack Ron DeSantis while that was happening? Did anybody sit here and go, oh, well, this is all Ron DeSantis' fault? No, if he just wouldn't have signed to this bill or that bill. No. No Democrat, no fucking politician on the left, no progressives. Nobody came out and gave fucking Ron DeSantis any shit over that at all. even though he may actually deserve it. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't really know what his voting record is when it comes to disaster preparedness. I'm pretty sure I could find something in there that's objectionable. But you know why nobody fucking did that? Because that's not the time that you do that. When people's lives are in danger, when people are suffering, when they've just lost fucking everything and they need help, when you're a politician, you are supposed to help them. You're supposed to help them, not fuck them up. And that's what Donald Trump is fucking doing. And because of him, all these other assholes all over the place are doing the same fucking thing because they take their cues from the orange fucking Mussolini. They say, oh, Donald Trump is attacking them. That must mean there's a problem. That must mean I'm allowed to attack them too. That's what they fucking do. And now you're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it all over Twitter. You're not only just seeing it on Twitter and on Facebook and on social media. It's not just random fucking weirdos who are doing it. It's like big time political pundits. It's people on Fox News. Fucking Elon Musk is spreading this misinformation now. Because the fucking Republicans are taking this as an opportunity to talk shit about California. And, oh, the wokeness and all this other shit. Spreading hate, spreading lies. Here's some more lies. You want to see some more lies? Let's look at some more lies. Here's some guys saying that these dudes here are looting, when there's no evidence that these guys are looting at all. Let's turn the fucking sound down here. This video has been reposted like 100 fucking times of supposed looters in Los Angeles. No context at all. How do you know these guys are looting? What is it about these guys that think... How do you know that that is not a house this dude owns? And he's just moving his TV out because the fucking fire is about to burn his house down. How do you not know that? They just automatically assume they must be looters. Why? Because they're black. I don't know. Maybe even if they are looters, still, this is not the time to be spreading shit like this. Okay, yeah, that does happen sometimes, right? That does happen sometimes. People do bad things. Don't we have other shit that we need to concentrate on? How about the people back here where all these houses are fucking burning on fire? How about those guys, huh? How about you do something to fucking help them? That's pissing me the fuck off. This is from a dude named Florida Tropics, too. See, here's the other thing. This guy doesn't even fucking live in California. Why the fuck does he give a fuck about the looters out here? No, and look at his hashtags. New scum. Fuck this guy. You know, like I said, hey, did we talk shit about you when your entire fucking state was underwater? Were there people in California posting pictures of people looting in Florida? You know, trying to blame it all on Ron DeSantis? No, we weren't. You know why? Because people here are actual human beings with compassion, right? That try to fucking help you. Okay? That's the thing. Maybe we should stop. Maybe we should stop helping the southern states whenever a hurricane flies in and destroys everything, because they don't seem to give a fuck about us. Here's another tweet here to politicize this. This is from The Real Box. Of course, it's Joe Biden with a Ukraine flag as Los Angeles is burning. This is not an actual photo, by the way. Downtown is not on fire. This is an AI-generated thing. But what are they implying? They're implying that we gave all this money to Ukraine so that there's no money for Los Angeles, which is, of course, bullshit. The federal government is not in charge of fire safety in Los Angeles. Right? The Los Angeles Fire Department is. This has not... I mean, do they get money from the Fed? Yeah, maybe. But you know something? Joe Biden basically declared this an emergency 2 days ago when the fire started. He declared it a federal emergency and released all the funds he did. I seem to remember Donald Trump, back in 2018, he had to be talked into actually releasing funds because he didn't want to give any money to people in California. One of his staffers had to come to him and remind him that there are voters who voted Republican who live in California before he would release any funds. That's fucking Donald Trump. Here's another one. More bullshit, more AI-generated shit. It's like they don't even try nowadays, right? All this stupid AI-generated bullshit. This is a guy talking about Black Lives Matter or protesting the fires. And you can see it's like, it's not even real. Like they went to fucking like, you know, Grok or whatever and had it make this stupid shit. or Chat, or whatever the fuck that one is that makes what, Chat GPT, whatever it is, the one that makes images. I don't even fucking know. I hate AI shit. It's like they're not even trying. It's like, at least Photoshop the shit to make it look real, you fucking idiots. And that's the thing, is that there are millions and millions of Republicans that live in California. For fuck's sake. Ronald Reagan came out of fucking California. It's just so frustrating. It's frustrating and it's disgusting. Because you never saw this. Whenever there's a disaster that hits Texas, you know, when the fucking like blizzards hit Texas and freeze the entire fucking state, we didn't make fun of them. You know, I remember AOC doing a live stream and raising money for people. Like, she raised like $14 million for people in Texas right there. Does anybody in Texas give a fuck if, like, when a hurricane hits New York or an earthquake hits California, do they do the same thing? No, they don't. Maybe we should stop. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we should stop helping them, because fuck them. Like, if this is what's going to happen every time shit happens here that we actually need help, then why are we wasting our time trying to be nice to these assholes? Here is, of course, libs of fucking TikTok. This didn't happen. This is bullshit. Okay? And like I said, even if this did happen, even if they did, like, not test the fire hydrants a few weeks ago, it's not like it would have stopped this fire. Okay? The fact is, the water ran out not because the hydrants didn't work. The water ran out because there's too much goddamn fire. Because the fucking climate is changing. But, of course, libs of TikTok has to spread misinformation around like this. It's complete fucking bullshit. They didn't cut money, right? Like, what is she saying here? Oh, but they had enough money for an LAFD DEI Bureau of DEI chief. No, that had nothing to do with that whatsoever. The budget increased for the fire department in Los Angeles last year. But these fucking people don't give a shit about the truth. They're just taking this opportunity to score brownie points by making fun of people in California as the people in California suffer because they're assholes. Another one, the jokes write themselves. This is fucking Elon Musk reposting this. Is this real? I don't know. Maybe it is. But what the fuck does this have to do with anything? I mean, are they implying that what? The fire department is filled with women and minorities and that's why they can't put out fires? Is that what they're fucking saying? The fire department in Los Angeles is extremely competent. All right. There is a fire west of me right now, about 5 miles away. It started today. And just to kind of like tell you, okay, this is the Kenneth fire, okay? It started today. Within an hour, it was 300 acres were burned. It got up to 800 acres within like 3 hours. And they stopped it before it burned up any homes. They stopped it now. That fire, Kenneth fire, followed the same path that almost burned my house down back in 2018. I'm glad I actually moved away from there. It actually went through, this is the fire that actually went and threatened like Kylie Jenner's house and Caitlyn Jenner's house or whatever, because they live down there. Snoop Dogg lives down there too, actually. Calabasas, that's where it like went, and that's where like all the rich people in the valley live. Anyway, that happened today. It's already like contained. And they're like moving people away. They are highly competent. Okay, they're professionals and know exactly what they're fucking doing. But these people are sitting here going, oh yeah, because there's a rainbow fucking fire hydrant. Obviously they must all be women and minorities. It's a DEI hire. Fuck each and every last one of these people. It's just completely disgusting. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. You're gonna see this ridiculous shit get spread around all over the place on social media. Everywhere, talking about how the fire department in Los Angeles is woke and all this other stuff, and it's because there's too many black people that they hire, too many women that they hire, because you're seeing people like Donald Trump Jr. spread it around. Donald Trump Jr. Can we rename DEI to DIE, since that's what seems to happen to the people downstream of those who place woke virtue signaling far above competency? Yeah, first off, Donald Trump Jr. never gets to talk about competency. Ever in his entire life. Because if there is the definition of Nepo baby, it's Donald Trump Jr. This motherfucker shouldn't be running a hot dog stand. All right. He doesn't get to talk about competency. Virtually every single fucking thing in his life has been given to him. Donald Trump Jr. had more money than you, me, and every other person you know the moment he was conceived. When he was a zygote, he had more money than us. He could spend $1 million an hour for the rest of his life and he'll never run out of fucking money. So give me this shit about, oh, you're not competent. He didn't earn that fucking money. He didn't earn it because he's super fucking competent. He was given that money, right? He was born into it. If my daddy left me $400 fucking million, I'd be a goddamn billionaire today too. So it's just, get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit. Sitting here telling us that, oh, we're all fucking incompetent because we actually hire people who are aren't white. Get the fuck out of my fucking face. I guess only white people are allowed to be firefighters now, huh? It's the dumbest fucking shit. It's like, okay, so if there's white people, so the fire decides to stop. Right? Is that what you're fucking telling me? It's oh, there's white men on this fire department. I'm gonna stop where I am and let them put me out. The dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life. You want to know why they do this, by the way? The first off, they do it because they're assholes. That's the first number one reason. The second reason is because it diverts from the actual real cause of giant catastrophes like this, which is global climate change. Fires happen in California all the time. In fact, I remember them happening back when I was a teenager, back in the 90s and shit, right? But they were never this big. They were never this bad. They've just gotten worse and worse every year. Why? Because global climate change. There were floods in Florida as long as I can remember as well. Periodically, just shit would happen and then there'd be giant floods everywhere, right? But not like what happened this last year. Not where fucking 70% of the state was underwater for weeks at a time. Why? Because fucking global climate change. Because we are fucking the country up. Not just the country, the world. We are fucking the world up with our burning of fossil fuels. And people like Donald Trump Jr. don't want to do anything about that because they make money doing it. That's why. So they need to grab the narrative, and the best way they can do that is by blaming it on woke people. No, it's not because we fucked up the goddamn world by burning too much goddamn coal. It's because the fire department hired black people. It's because the fire department hired women. Get the fuck out of my face. But half of the goddamn country are now going to believe that. Now half of the country are going to read this dumb shit, and they're going to say, yeah, that's what it is, because Donald Trump Jr. fucking said so, because Donald Trump said so, because Elon Musk said so, because Tommy fucking Lauren said so, because fucking Sean Hannity fucking said so. It's the most disgusting shit ever. Just to end here, there is an effort on the left from, say, the Young Turks and some other people to try to, reach out to these people and to try to come into, common, try to use them to maybe we can push them to the left and this other shit. I don't think that's possible anymore. I think these people are too far gone. When your reaction, when you see a disaster, is to make fun of people, is to blame it on your political opposition, you're too far gone. Used to be in this country that when there were disasters, we came together. 9/11. Can you imagine what would happen if 9/11 happened now? George W. Bush, his approval rating was in the 30s or 40s. It was pretty damn low. And after 9/11, it shot up to 88%. It went way the hell up. And it stayed all the way up there. And it didn't go down again until 7 years later when he fucking crashed the economy. Do you remember that? And for 7 years, George W. Bush coasted off 9/11. Why? Because people came together during a disaster. Because that's what used to happen in this country, right? People on the left and right, we were making fun of George W. Bush every single day. There was a goddamn TV show about George W. Bush. You remember that? The South Park guys. They put out a show called That's My Bush. It ended after 9/11. 9/11 happened and people got together and said, fuck, we need to line up behind the leader because shit is hitting the fan and we are in trouble. And we need to come together And that's what we did as a nation, for better or for worse. I personally think Bush took that opportunity and squandered it by starting a fucking war, but he had the backing of every person in this country. They said, okay, you're the president, you're the leader, you're in charge, we're behind you, do something about this. Do you think that would happen today? If we had 9/11 today, right now, let's say tomorrow, 9/11 happens. Do you think people would get behind Joe Biden like that? No. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. The Republicans would turn around, and even if he deserved it or not, would blame the entire fucking thing on him and call for his fucking head. And blame it all on woke people and on DEI and all the other stupid fucking shit they blame these things on. Because we are not capable as a country of coming together anymore. If you guys don't know this, we are on the way to collapse because of this. Because the Republicans in this country are fucking so far gone that they can't even come together for the common good anymore. They don't give a shit about you or us. They only care about themselves and staying in power. You can't run a country like that. You can't run a country when one part of your country is in trouble and everybody tells them to fuck off because they don't like their politics. That's no way to run a country. We're going to collapse. And we're going to collapse because of the conservatives, because of the Republicans, because of the MAGA people, because of people like Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh. Remember that piece of shit? Thank God he's dead. And all these other motherfuckers who spent the last 30 years saying how every Democrat and liberal is a communist who's going to, like, rape your baby and chop your dick off and turn the fucking country into a communist hellhole. Which is total fucking bullshit. And now it's like we've lost the capability to care about each other. But it comes specifically from one side. It's not everyone in the country doesn't care about each other. No. The liberals and the Democrats and the progressives care about the country. The Republicans care about themselves. And we need to make that distinction. This is not a both sides thing. This is not oh, you guys don't give a fuck about us. No, that's bullshit. The hate is coming from one side. It's coming from the Republicans. It's coming from the MAGA people. You see it every fucking time something like this happens. And that's why the country's going to collapse. They hate us, and they're going to gleefully drive this country into a brick wall, smiling all the way while everybody else gets fucked. We're going away, folks. I hope you prepare for it. I don't know. I don't know what to do. If I had solutions, I'd tell you. I don't have any solutions. I don't know. Buy Bitcoin, I guess. Buy gold. Get ready for the fucking collapse, because it's coming. Anyway, folks, if you live in California, stay safe. Evacuate when they fucking tell you to evacuate. The freeways are all jammed up. Have a plan. Know where to go. Pack up, get prepared. If they tell you to go, go. Don't try to be a hero. And I hope everybody out there is staying safe. Shit happens, folks. We'll get through it. Work together. Don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to Donald Trump and all of his little fucking friends spreading hate and lies. Come together and help your community, because they'll help you. You have to help them. Let's all come together and let's be Americans, right? Anyway, folks, see you all later. Adios.
Hello folks, if you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my Etsy shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.